Yeah, let's just go ahead and make a nice coffee our regular way. So we're going to do an unrehearsed without any editing or any cutouts. So we just see how long it really does take to make coffee. I just turned both machines on. One I pre-prepped with its portafilter, so it's all ready to go. That's the bottomless. That's a really nice old steel machine. And then I got the Mars machine, or the future Mars machine, over. Went ahead and put away the PPK for a while. I've had enough fun for right now with that. But yeah, let's go ahead and just make these. I'm just going to grind this up like I normally do. We've been making coffees all weekend, and you'll just see how it really goes. I kind of just know that's the amount I like, just about halfway up the little rim. I give it a little tamp down so it doesn't spill, a couple taps, and then you can tamp. I'm tamping a lot harder than I usually do just because we have the same coffee quite a bit, but I think it's the last little batch was maybe a little old because it seems to want a lot heavier tamping. And anyway, it may have been just getting old and they may have been backing up. And we're going to use the old school portafilter. You can see sometimes I have the big Electra basket in there, and you can see that sometimes they don't fit. But as long as you got as well, they don't go over as much. But as long as you got a snug fit, and I like using that old portafilter with this machine. So we're going to use that. We got the milk jug prepared. That's my favorite type. It has that little metal tab on it so you can put the thermometer in instead of moving around like the clip. I have the clip ones too. They just a little bit cumbersome. They work fine though. And we'll do a little cleanup while those are heating up there. You know, here we have to do a lot of, we have to keep the counters clean because there's a lot of bugs in Hawaii and you got to be ready for ants. Anytime you leave something out, some creature will get attracted. And we do pretty good. We don't use too many pesticides, a little ant bait, but not too many pesticides or anything like that. We try to keep it pretty healthy and just keep the bugs back by trying to keep things picked up and clean. So we'll see if I can turn my little espresso light. You can't see it, but I put my little coffee light on sometimes just for fun. And we'll just keep on going. The heat up really isn't that long because this whole process is only going to be about 9 minutes from the beginning to end. I've been a little messy around the grinder, but this is like a normal, this is how it is. There's no staging or making multiple coffees till you have that perfect little pick. And let's go ahead and see if we can line up a little bit better here. There we go. And we see the little Apollo grinder. That's the backup if the power goes out. We have a gas stove. I can get out the camping stove at a Bellman or something too. So we're ready there. It's been a pretty good weekend. We've been making a shitload of coffees, and both these good old machines are running good. They're two of the older ones. The silver machine I was going to completely redo because it came kind of tarnished and old, and it supposedly wasn't going to work. But I straightened out the T on it because it came so dented, but it straightened out almost perfect. And yeah, the machine worked really good. I did a gasket set on it, and yeah, that machine that was supposed to not work at all works like a dream. The switch was fine. It's the old white switch. The yellow machine has the black switch. That one needed a newer switch, but yeah, there we go. We're almost there. A little bit of arrangement here and there, and we'll go ahead and do our steaming. So you can see exactly how long it takes. And this is, going to be for two pretty big lattes. So that's that picture. I fill it about halfway before I steam, maybe right up to one little point, and then I go ahead and steam. Usually just under the red line there is at 140. So I usually get to like 135, 140-ish. Generally without the milk like getting too big, it starts foaming up too good and then it comes over the top on occasion. But you know how that is. Milk can be a little different though because it's a farm product, and sometimes I notice that it's a little different here and there with its foaming. But we just use the regular pure whole milk, and we like that best. If I can't use milk, I'll just go back to straight espresso, or just get used to using probably oat milk or something. You can develop a taste for it. It's not the same thing, but if you can't have milk, you can do that. But There we go. We'll keep that all clean so we don't get a mass or get some milk under your machine you forget about and you're going, what the heck? Something funky going, but we're just letting the silver machine idle, and we'll bring the yellow one back up to full pressure here, and we'll make us a couple nice espressos. Simple, no muss, no fuss. I know everyone maybe gets into too many things with weights, and I don't know. It's a lot, but you know you should do that if you really like to. And we'll go. I try to do a kind of a slow. That's the speed I do it anyway, so. I think it gets a better siphon going if it's not too quick. And we'll let that go till it starts dripping. Now that first silver one I did my usual tamp on. But this last few bags I've had to do a heavier tamp. I think, like I said, I think their coffees, maybe their beans are getting a little old. They haven't sold as much as usual. But there we go. We're all set up. We'll bring the nice old yellow back up to pressure. And then we'll go ahead and see how these come out. There we go. Back off, back down to 1. Sometimes I wait a second. You know, it all depends on how much pressure. But yeah, there we go. About the same speed. This one works pretty smooth too. Sometimes some of them, the handle doesn't slide as smooth as others. And sometimes you got to like push the handle one more time because it likes to drop. The yellow machine's like that on occasion. I don't know why it does that, but you just push it back up and it stays and you're all good. And we'll wait for the drip. I sometimes kind of force it. If it gets to be a while I haven't seen a drip, I just do a tiny bit of pull to try to force the drip. And some people call that fleening when you put it back up, but I don't go that far, and I don't do it in the beginning too often. But, you know, each pull's a little, you just feel how it is, and after a while, you get to know how to adjust for each one because they can be different. Every machine's different, and the variables are really slight. But like on this one, I wanted to see how the pressure was, and we'll just do a slight one there because I know it's almost ready, but I might have wanted a tiny more harder tamp on this one. This has the bottomless. And Uta likes the mug rather than the cup, so that's why she gets that nice German one. It's a little thinner than the other ones I like to use, but it's a great little mug, and everybody likes a different type of cup, a mug, a small one, different handle, like a fat one or one you kind of pinch, you know, that you can't get your finger through. I like a handle you can put your finger through. That's for me, and there are the pulls over. I always turn the machine off. Let it cool back down, just turn it back on if you're ready for another coffee. And some people with one machine now would make another coffee, so you leave it on. You turn that portafilter just a little bit till the steam's escaping, not too far where it blows off, and then let that steam stop, and then you can pop out and do another coffee on there. But let's go ahead and we're going to do a pull on the yellow machine that's working so damn good. I just got it back out. It's had a little hiatus of a break for maybe 6 months or so, but maybe not that long. But she's pulling good. The old portafilter double spout. I never worry if one or the other. I'm running with the leveling. I don't know. I think that's a little bogus. Just let it come out because you're not going to get two even coffees very often. You're going to go crazy trying to do that. But look, we got some nice little crema on top, just the right amount. They look good. And these two we're going to make into lattes. We're going to go sit on the porch in the afternoon, the back porch with Lola and Dewey and the cats, and they like to hang out. So usually in like this afternoon latte, we'll sit out back there and hang out, look at all the flowers in the garden. But there you go. Yeah, 2 lattes. You can look at the time, just about 9 minutes beginning to end. It's not that long. You might think it is, but yeah, we're totally good there. 2 beautiful lattes. And earlier when I first got the yellow out, I sometimes just make a pure espresso, and this is the yellow machine doing that. Just for a little bonus and a fun. Bring it up to 2. Back down to 1. She's steaming nice. This is out on the porch. It's, you know, everywhere's freezing. We're not like frozen, even though there is snow way up the mountain. But it's pretty cold, so we have a little extra steam, but it looks cool. And there's the 2 gauges. I don't want gauges that read exactly the same. I want them to be different because that's the fun look. It's like you're operating something, but we'll go up. There's the drip. So this one's working pretty damn good. Just like I like to do, and we'll go ahead and give it a pull here. We'll get some coffee out of one side and then it'll start in the other. And sometimes they work really good and perfect and you're all happy. But if it doesn't do it, don't worry because, you know, put them into one cup. It's not enough espresso for two, really, maybe. But, yeah, those would be two little ones. You'd shoot those babies down fast. But see, she pulls good. Old machine, no frills, and there it is. So, excellent. See you next time.